So many disasters on this passage. Only 15 days, but it had it all. A dismasting, an abandoned fishing boat. We lost our generator just when we needed it most. Oh, but on the positive side, we finally catch a monster fish. Crossing the Atlantic is one of those bucket list items for all sailors. Sailing from the cold waters of Europe to the warm, deep blue waters of the Caribbean, what's not to like? It'll be a breeze. Only 2 weeks downwind sailing in warm wind conditions. What could possibly go wrong? Well, mostly the unforeseen and unpredictable things. If you watched the end of the last vlog, you'll remember we got a good start. How about that for a fleet leaving? A lot of boats around. We did okay at the start. It's really good. Well done, Mary. That's superb. We're going to come round the island and head quite deep south. But the winds were light and the bigger, faster boats caught us up as we left the islands.
Very bad up and down, isn't it? Yeah. This is on the other side. Good start, but we've fallen back slightly. The field is definitely split at the moment.
The statistics for the Ark and the Atlantic crossings are interesting. Every year 4,500 vessels cross the Atlantic. Of these, 450 are with the World Cruising Ark or Ark Plus. That's about 1,800 people. The Ark 2023 was the 38th edition, all started by Jimmy Cornell in 1986, when a 45-foot sailboat was a big boat. Most were in the 30 to 40 foot range. There's only ever been one fatality in 2015, when one crew member was hit by the boom, and the course record is 8 days, 7 hours and 39 minutes. Fantastic. And most years there are incidents that fall into several categories. Dismasting, loss of steering, or being hauled being the more serious. But less serious, loss of electrical power or instrumentation failure, radio or nav, or major health issues are not uncommon. Crews choose to return or to soldier on to the finish, depending on the severity of the incident, how much fuel they have, how much water, or how far into the Atlantic they actually are.
Not a lot.
You've got your Werther's Originals.
I've got my Werther's Original. We're rumping along at 7 knots-ish, up and down. It's not bad, actually.
Nice
Nice
sunny
breeze
today.
coming in.
Yeah. We have a new shade at the back. How's Mick today?
Good. Another sunny day, and this netting has done a world of good.
Yeah, it's letting the breeze through and stopping the sun, isn't it? Yeah, it's good.
To get the washing in.
We have the washing out the back, which you can see.
Not where it normally is.
Yeah, we don't want it to blow away on the foredeck.
Can't tie it on the foredeck anyway.
Yeah, so we've done water. We've run the water maker. We've run the generator. We're at 100% on the batteries. We're at 17 inches in water. Yeah, all good. Sweetie jar's full, and I'm going to do some video editing. Still heading south, but more west in it now. And we've been getting good wind today, between 13 and 17, 18 knots. We've just taken the spinnaker pull down. We had the Jenny pulled out on the starboard side, but now we've taken that off and we've turned to starboard to the right hand side, and we're getting 7.3 knots there. So a bit of a big sea got up, a big long rolly sea, but we're in day 3 and this was kind of expected. Probably every 12 seconds the big sea comes in, and then the wind is just putting a little bit of a chop on the top of that. Hopefully this is the start of some consistent wind. It's very nice at the moment, very pleasant. Well, in for another long shift at night. What's your thoughts? Had a good day?
A good day, yeah. Lovely sailing weather. We're still in the middle of the pack. Sea's got a little bit more of a swell with a nice steady 4 gusting occasionally 5 on it, but no, some big swell coming in from the north. It's difficult, you'll never see it in the camera, but it's a big rolling ocean swell. So no, we should hopefully have a nice quiet night. We can stay at this. Yeah, fingers crossed.
Well, this is the first sunset I've
Okay, well,
seen.
look, don't go too far away. Let's try and stay close.
Two boats are talking in the background. Distraction and
we'll catch
Aquiluna.
up tomorrow. Have a great
Sunset going down. Doing about 6 knots at the moment. 6.5. Quite a nice sea. It's calmed down again. Fortunately, there'll be no green flash tonight. There's too much cloud at the bottom of the sun already. This is my view tonight. I have the moon up there, which is shining on the water. Otherwise, it's really dark.
Yeah, it's kind of champagne sailing tonight. We're doing 7 knots, 16 knots of wind, and it's warm. It's a bit of a swell, but it's beautiful. Well, to our tale. Things went slowly to start with, but without incident until 08:10 on the 3rd day, when we sight a small fishing boat, too small to be out here, 370 miles from Mindelo and 500 from the African coast, so we go to investigate.
Ahoy! Can't get a name on that. Ahoy!
Nothing heard from the vessel, we could raise nobody, so we reluctantly sailed away. These hulks are dangerous out in the sea, especially at night, so we reported it to the marine authorities through the ARC organisation. So, morning, and we're trying to catch a fish today. We've got 3 lines out. We've got a black line with a black reel with moppet on it on the starboard side. In the middle we've got this yellow line with a wibbly, I don't know what you call it, wobbly sort of squid type thing. And then on the starboard side we've got a rod out with a floppy sort of lure that jumps out of the water every so often to simulate a flying fish, I guess. The Predict Wind software is not really helping us at the moment. It's telling us to go south of the rum line, but light winds, so we really have no options. Boys on the foredeck. We're going to jibe the main. We're going to go further south, try and pick up some wind further south. In a few days' time, if we don't go south now, we'll probably struggle. So what are you eating then now? And don't stop wiping the lips. What have you
I
got?
am eating the last tonic, just for a change.
The marshmallow, yes. Well, we had a long discussion about it. There was one left. I graciously said I'd had 2.
And the rest.
But I didn't really have any.
And the rest
And
you lined over.
Dale graciously said, yes, you have that, Mary. So she's eating it. Now, look at it all over her lips. In order to provide entertainment while we cross, I have now put in 3 marks, so we've got 3 champagne glasses on the chart. That's a quarter of the way, halfway and 3/4 of the way. So we're nearly at the quarter way, and we've been very slow. But we are making a bit of ground now. We've got the monster up. The monster is up there flying.
He's been put to work this morning cutting up plastic into the bottle.
And do you like my Christmas ornament? It's wonderful, isn't it? So today's Blue Peter project is to fit some of the plastic waste and other waste we've got into the bottle to make a delightful Christmas ornament. There we go. I'm glad we got these heavy duty scissors, because otherwise I'd have I think I'd have blisters on my fingers cutting some of this hard plastic. So with the Blue Peter project completed, Mary receives a distress call.
We're going off to help Hilma, who's demasted. We've got a visual on her. We're going at quite fast to go and give us some
8 knots. Getting the children there about 5 miles away from us. We're now down to about 2 miles. We're about to drop the spinnaker. Boys are on deck just tidying up. And in the distance beyond Mick, just about there, is where the stricken vessel is.
This is poor Hilma, who has just got demasted. We've got the cat, which is Skippy Cat, who's not actually in the ark helping. And we're standing by. Right, so I was watching the chart plotter and all the boats that were around us, and I could see Hilma, and the next minute they were gone. And then we got a WhatsApp to say they'd been dismasted.
Hilma prepares to ditch their mast. The rigging had only been renewed a couple of months earlier. The cause of the failure, a missing split pin on one of the shrouds. Such a little thing to cause such a tragedy. All well on board, nobody hurt. We're getting up some line to get some fuel across to them. A couple of tins. Should float the fuel, yeah. No, I'll be okay. Just maybe some water. My bottle actually be nice. So we're still standing by off Hilma. They're having a crew powwow just to see what they're planning on doing. Whether they're going to go Mindelo under power, which will be difficult because it'll be a motor, and Mindelo's not a great place to get a mast or go across the Atlantic under a jury rig. We're tidying up after transferring a couple of fuel cans and a spinnaker pole to Hilma, and there's a couple of other boats going to give them fuel. We just put a fender on the end, and Mick and Dale's hurled it across, and yeah, we're just tidying the deck up now and setting off back on our course. So within a few hours of leaving the Hilma tragedy, we have our own problems. We go to start the generator, and although the engine's running, it's not producing any power. So our generator's giving us problems. We've got no 240 volt coming out of it. The engine's starting, but it's not producing power. The switches were all on. There must be something going on in this control box here, but it's all electronics. We're not going to be able, and no spares for it. So I don't know what we're going to do. We played around with the potential problems, no sign of any obvious issues. So we turned to our high performance alternator and hooked it up, but it's only producing 30 amps, it should be 170 amps. With power sources available decreasing, we began to reduce our power usage while we sweated over possible fixes down in the engine room in 30 degrees of heat and high humidity. Not a great place to work. We checked for connectivity, earth loops, isolated all the wiring, nothing worked. You can see from this display we were running with between 20% and 40% of the battery capacity. So we're having a few generator problems at the moment, so we're limiting power, so we're running the main engine just to charge the batteries and the solar panels, but we need to try and conserve power, and that means water as well, and fuel, so it's kind of whole deal. We've got a lot of bottled water on the boat, so we just moved, must be 10 gallons of that down below, and we'll probably pop some of the 25 litre jugs we've got into the main tank as well, just to top that up. We may have a squall coming over here, top cloud. I began monitoring power usage. We still had solar, but the days were cloudy and we still used power through the night. The wind has swung by 20 degrees. So we're morning 23rd of November. We've got a cruising chute up, and we did that about 8:30 this morning, and we've got our shading up at the back, and we've tied it up Oh, lines and things.
That's about the first time today we've actually had any wind. Charlie's sort of flying, he's inside out. But we are actually moving along a bit faster than we were. We're doing about 6. We spent the night doing not a lot and wallowing. We have got a couple. There's one right away across there on the skyline. You might just be able to see. I think we've got one maybe on the other skyline as well. We did have one in front, but they've promptly disappeared. No, can't see any more anywhere.
I've got some weed here as well. You see it in streaks. A browny coloured weed. Lots of it here. Fish hide in it, and I think it's nurseries for smaller fish as well. At night, with the light winds and the big ocean swells, the sails tend to flog and slap and the rigging clatters. You do sleep when off watch, but light sleepers find it difficult. Big dark skies are a real highlight, especially the effects of high ice particles in the air, the shapes they make in the moonlight. It's called a moonbow. We continue to monitor and conserve our electrical power and fuel. So Mary, you look like you're waiting for something to happen. What are we doing?
I'm waiting for the boys to put the pole up so we can pole the Jenny out on the starboard side.
Yes, smile for the camera now, don't cock it up. Winches and lines under load always grate on the nerves. So we now have the Grenada pulled out one side and the mainsail is out the other side. So using a handy billy just to keep the sheet away from the handrails because it rubs on that as well. Having done our sail change to a pulled out Jenny, we now relax into the reading books, standing watch and getting ourselves shaded from the sun, which is pretty intense this afternoon. You won't be able to see them on film, but there's probably a 2 metre swell, maybe more. Keeps lifting us up. There we go, over the top of that one.
So C, and more C.
Not got much video the last few days, but this is a lovely sunset. Hard to describe and constantly evolving sunbeams as the sun sinks to the horizon. Herb garden is still surviving, although the mint doesn't look very healthy. It's struggled through saltwater showers and all sorts.
It's confused.
It's a bit confused about the seasons of the year.
Confused.com.
Sweetie paper bag up in the cockpit, and the sweet tin is living down there. Seems to get cleared out very regularly. So we do have a kind of waste cycling system here. We've got rid of the bin because it basically smells and we can't get rid of the stuff overboard other than vegetables. So we've got tins in here, we've got paper and other waste, another tin box, and then we've got one that takes plastics which we cut up into little bits. Because of our diesel situation, we're monitoring that closely. We have reverted to the gas cooker midway across the Atlantic. We've got plenty of gas, but diesel is being monitored closely, I'll put it that way. So this is where we are at the moment, roughly halfway. We'll be halfway by the time we meet this little blob there, that little blue champagne glass. The red blobs across the top here are actually the shortest route, the Great Circle route as it's called. And then the other various symbols in here are all different forecasts from Predict Wind, showing us where we should head to get wind. And at the moment we've come far enough south, so we turned here and went west, So we're following this line of dots here towards Barbados, and then we'll make a little jink down to the south to get to Grenada. Logbook gets filled in every 2 hours. Not much to report. Sometimes it's just nothing to report, but sometimes we see things and we report about the wind and the likes. This might be a storm cell. We'll see. Got some rain underneath, I think. There's one behind us. The wind's coming directly behind us. We might get one of these later on. Typical sail configuration for this passage has been pulled out main genoa with a couple of reefs in it just to flatten it, and it's held pretty firmly with the fore and aft guys, and the full mainsail out on the other side.
The sun's going down. See moose, catamaran has just gone past us. Front. Oh, I didn't ask for that. Up on the night of Saturday the 25th of November. Not full yet, but she does not act like a good headlight. At the moment she's on our stern. Tomorrow morning she'll be lighting our way. Oh, this is Wednesday evening. We've got roughly about 500 miles left to do. And you can see the headlights have gone out. The moon's hiding behind a cloud at the moment. Should be back out soon.
This is a good example of a squall as it shows up on our radar as a blob of colour on our port side. The view from our kitchen or galley window. Fresh bread, always a welcome sight on the table.
So here's Dale slumming it.
Hello.
Paul slumming it.
No, I'm on watch. I'm cold like a
I'm
spring.
slumming it and somewhere down below. No, it's gone. It's gone missing. It's Mick has gone hiding.
So when the wind gets this light, the headsail just collapses every so often and then pulls tight again, and it makes a slapping noise.
Strength to move. Right, we've got a wahoo. What am I doing? Bring it closer. Got him yet? In the tray before he popped off. Yeehaw!
Big fish. We weighed it in at 14 pounds.
Right, we need to hang him and slit him, don't we? Get your knife out and slit him.
Can you give me a hammer?
Well, I'd rather get this in out of your way so you don't get hooked. Right, now what to do?
Plenty of fight left in the big fish. It's a shame to see them in this state, but it fed us for 3 days afterwards.
Collection of 5 boats, sailing boat, no sails, up heading 350.
Happy birthday to you. I know we're a bit late, but it's true. Happy birthday, dear Mary. Happy birthday to you. Hey! Mary getting relaxed, ready for the Caribbean.
This should be our last full day. Last night, you should see land tomorrow morning and get in about lunchtime, early afternoon. Wahoo sitting on the back deck to watch some washing out.
It's 8 knots we're doing at the moment, 8-9 knots, full speed, almost sunset, heading on the run line to Grenada.
There's the moon hiding up there in a mackerel sky. See the sails. Stars, you can see. So this is sunrise on Sunday the 3rd of December, the day we arrive in Grenada. Lovely sky this morning. We're here! We've arrived! Yay! Now the next adventure begins.
Yeah, we've almost arrived. But we're in the Caribbean Sea, that's the most important thing.
A long old trip.
It's been a long slog coming down this last leg.
Nice to see land. Can't smell it yet, but we'll see.
Oh well, you can actually see, ooh, if I keep still long enough, an end of a rainbow over Grenada. Can't see the other end, so I won't pan round.
The chart plotter showing us swooping in along the south coast of Grenada. Having turned the southwest corner of Grenada, the wind we had hoped for all across the Atlantic finally makes an appearance. Our elapsed time was 15 days, 3 hours, 10 minutes. Not too bad in the light winds with a heavily loaded boat, and we were allowed some time for going to help Hilma. Some quite large super yachts there. We're going in around this corner and into the back of the marina over here somewhere. Some cats and other boats around. I think there's a sunsail charter here, and then the commercial harbour, we've just been past that cargo vessel there. That's us moored up. Lots of help on shore. Just kind of med mooring, bow line, slime line, and 2 stern lines. And this is us safely moored after 3,000 miles crossing the Atlantic. And everybody's desperate to get to the bar for the first drink. So how was the first drink then? You got brain freeze?
Oh, the first beer, yes, brain freeze. It's a bit cold.
Very nice.
Jolly good, mate?
I need more.
I need more. Yeah, I'm under sweat. Arrived safe, we've had a few rums. We're going on a booze cruise. So we're off for a booze cruise, sunset cruise.
Tired. I was asleep and you woke me up.
Well, why did I wake you up?
Because we're going on a booze cruise for 2 hours. I hope you enjoyed our Atlantic crossing. It certainly lived up to its reputation.
Yeah, this was the culmination of 5 years of planning and 40 years of dreams.
We had a very challenging crossing, not due to weather, storms or sea, human tragedy, where an insignificant part failed, and we also had a failure on our vessel too, so it was challenging for us.
The boat that was dismasted, Hilma, made it back safely to Mandela thanks to all the support from the Arc Plus vessels. And thanks also go to our crew, Dale and Mick, who survived the passages, and yes, despite the challenges, we're still good friends.
Yeah. So our Atlantic crossing comes to a close. The Caribbean one is just beginning.
We'd love to hear any stories you've got of challenging passages you've survived, so leave us a comment, and if you like the channel, please like and subscribe. Until the next time, we'd like to wish you fair winds and following seas.
Bye.
Bye.
Get your leg off me, it's too hot.
I want to tie this up to something, otherwise it's going to get away.